1st, 2016. Lambton Shores received notice from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities confirming a grant of $1 million and a loan amount of $10 million. The grant was conditional upon, quote, the loan being dispersed and verification that the project was complete and had achieved the required minimum environmental benefits. The required minimum benefits are the sustainable design initiatives that are described in Lambton Shores' 2008 water application. Next, how are the currently known developments paying their fair share of the new sewage treatment facility? Based on the 2006 master plan and information provided by staff, new developments have been identified as the key driver for the need for the sewage treatment facility. At the present time, the following developments have been approved or are pending, and the sewage capacity required of these developments is set out in this table. When the exact capacity for a development was not provided in the municipal documents, Task Team 4 relied on the conservative calculation of 0.7 cubic meters of sewage per household to determine the amount of capacity required by the development. You can see the numbers across the bottom. If you can't see them yourself, the total of the long-term capacity requirements in cubic meters is 1,693.81 cubic meters. The currently assigned capacity, the next column, is 874. The next is the percentage of the full build capacity. That's a dual train, which has a capacity of 4,659 cubic meters. The total capacity would be 18.76%, and that in values in dollars would be 5.5 million. The municipality has the potential of recovering monies from these new developments through development fees. The development fee for a typical single or semi-detached dwelling is approximately $10,000. If all the 876 proposed houses included in this chart are built and pay current development rates, the total income for the municipality would be 8.70.
Worship has to be at a Christmas, family Christmas celebration at noon. Just before we get into the questions, I will let you know that with the exception, I think, of Councillor Underwood, who had a previous engagement, every member of council attended this public meeting this morning. So I want to reassure you that you are being heard, okay? The first question says, I am concerned that the, okay, here we go with all of the decision of the Council of Lambton Shores will be too highly influenced by the present availability of the, something fictional, and, the federal and provincial grant money for the STF without giving proper consideration to the costing of the deconstruction systems, both to the municipality and each individual lot owner. There may be a more appropriate level of population numbers required before a controlled sewage system is planned for. Who will speak to council on this issue and projection for the taxpayer? 9 of us. Does that make it? 9 of us on council will speak to that issue. Boy, this is really going up. At this date, is the SDF approved, and so whatever can this be something without having about Blue Water or South Huron? Where we're at right now is with the Tri-Municipal Board. When we went there on November the 7th, there was a differing of opinion of what the agreement should have said. We came with the idea that we were going to have discussion at that table with 2 of our partners and come to a common position to take back to our respective councils for decision. South Huron and Blue Water came to that table on the 7th telling us what their council's positions were. Blue Water has subsequently changed their opinion twice, and so we will have full discussion on our where we go from here on Tuesday at 2:30 in Thetford in terms of the plan. But we have stated from day one that we are in compliance with the agreement. So We'll have to have further discussion on Tuesday and see what that means, given that our partners have now changed their opinion. If I can't read some of these, forgive me, but where can I get copies of all of the testing to show the need for the sewer system in my area? Doctor.
Golder's report, I believe, is still online, and it can be found through the municipal website. That's the...
all the reports are online.
And all the reports should be online. And if the ad hoc committee as well has a web page, if you go to the Lambton Shores homepage, there is a North End sewer issue link to it, and just click on it and it will take you to our homepage, and all of our documentation is found there.
How is the system working in the Pinery Park? Any problems? Keeping in mind you're not an employee of the Pinery Park.
A few of us went and visited the park sometime in the fall. I guess it was in November. We talked with the superintendent, and he seemed fairly pleased with the system. But you've got to realize the system they put in the park is not the system proposed here. It's a commercial system. They are using the septic effluent model for their treatment, and I think the reasons become very obvious. A lot of people use toilets as garbage cans, particularly at public facilities like that, and they're encountering beer cans and big diapers and so forth in the system. So this way, it alleviates that problem. All of this trash gets caught up in the septic system, and then what's left over is pumped into the SDF.
Here's another one for you, Carl. My septic system was replaced after the Walkerton situation. My lot is approximately 7/8 of an acre. Most lots in our area are the same size. Why would a sewer system be better than what is in place now? Can you do that in less than an hour? If this is your baby, I know.
What we have tried to present to you this morning are options. What are the options? There is a sewer system that is proposed. There are still newer technology. One of the difficulties that you must realize is that when you hire a consulting firm like Dillon Consulting, they are big pipe engineers. They know very little about tertiary systems. So their recommendation is on what's best in terms of a collection system. They did go over some aspects of tertiary or on-site systems, but very little. And they discounted it mostly because it depends upon you, the people, using it properly. And without the education to know how to use it properly, that can be problematic. And that's one of the reasons why they tended to discount it. These tertiary systems work very well and will do the same thing as a treatment plant, but you do have to maintain them, and you do have to take care of them and ensure that you don't put in a lot of things that you're not supposed to.
Okay, and has any funding toward the potential costs of these sewers been committed by the future developments with lots that cannot support septic system, example, South Bend Estates? You want to explain the provincial policy statement about you have to be on a sewer system?
Yeah, essentially, in the provincial policy statements, their preferred option is any new development be provided with both sewer and water municipal services. How that's provided, it's left open, but that is their preferred option. So essentially, South Bend Estates is a new development. You've got to have, more or less, have to have sewers of some type. You don't have to take it to the SDF. You can have package plant, but you still need those services as per the state.
Development charges.
And this would be covered by development charges.
Well, I'm glad you haven't left, Mayor, because this could all come to you. Has the committee, TT4, looked at what the cost may be and the tax implications in 5 or 10 years to build a sewage treatment plant without federal and provincial support? You're the mayor.
That's whether the TT4 has looked at that.
TT4.
Elizabeth?
Maybe you want. Maybe you may get a few of these. You might have to come over here.
Is it Stretch Creek Park?
Yeah.
It stretches really well because it's cordless.
So, the testing for actually did look at the costs. You'll see that in the full report actually, it's a